Hello, Miss Golden Girl here, and I want to say welcome into 2026. And I think this is going to be an awesome year. Yes, I think that 2026 is going to be an awesome year. I want to take a moment and reflect. Today happens to be the second day of the year. 23 years ago, I took an early retirement from the state of Michigan to pursue my passion, and that is traveling. 23 years ago. Yes. I feel that I'm unique, and that's why I blog about my lifestyle. I aspire to inspire before I expire. What I did is I started out with the state of Michigan, November 1975, and I had a plan. I started as an auditor trainee 07, and my goal was to one day become a departmental administrator. I didn't want to go over into the state exec classification because that was at will. I wanted to stay under the civil service classification because I had protection. So in 1992, I had accomplished that goal at age 41. And I decided to defer my retirement and move to California. I have been wanting to move to California ever since I graduated college in 1975. My plan was to work a year, and that would have made it 1976, and move to California. Well, I got married in 1976, and my husband, Ben Mason, was not interested in moving to California. So I just put that out of my mind. But it didn't go away. I put it in the back of my mind. So in 1992, I finally moved to California. Yes, I did. I deferred my retirement with the state of Michigan, and I moved to California. And I stayed there and ended up getting a job with Sacramento County. I like government jobs, I felt at that time they were stability for me. You get in there and you do your job, even if you didn't do your job. It took a lot for them to get rid of you. But I always strive to do my job. So then in 1999, I returned back to Michigan. And I went to work for the House of Representatives as a legislative staff person. And so I worked when I had made the decision to come back to Michigan. I was sitting at my desk in California, my county job, and I said, okay, I'm going back, but I'd like to get an early retirement. I had witnessed early retirements during my career working at the state of Michigan. With my accounting degree, I was able to work at most departments. So I started out at transportation, went to state police, and when I deferred the retirement, I was working for the Department of Education. And that's where I accomplished my career goal as a department administrator. So, returning back to Michigan, going in, I was able to go back in under the defined benefit plan, where that meant that I would get a pension. So 3 years later, the early retirement was offered, and with me working with the legislative staff, I was able to qualify for, I had enough age and years of service to meet the requirement. So I took the early retirement in 2003. I wasn't going to work anymore. See, I had moved to California without a job. I had some savings. I drew down my retirement accounts. I had a 457, is it? And a 401. I had 2 plans I had been saving into. So then I returned back to Michigan without a job, but I had savings again. I had worked with the county for 6 years, so I drew down my 401 plan and my retirement contributions that I had made. I think it was just my contributions, because I don't think I was vested yet with this county. I'm not sure. But I drew that down, and I moved back to Michigan. And so then I took the early retirement in 2003 to pursue my passion, traveling. And so what I've done since taking that early retirement, I just worked various jobs, because I had, with the pension income coming in monthly, I had some fixed income. So I just needed to supplement it. And then at age 62, I took my Social Security early. So now I've been drawing my pension for over 22 years. It'll be 23 years in March. I retired in January, and at that time, it took about 2 to 3 months to get your first pension check. Now, I have to tell you this. I took a reduction in my pension check so I could name a surviving beneficiary, and which I named my daughter, because you could only name one person. And then she's to split the monthly income between her and her 2 brothers. Now, Ben just passed away, my daughter's father. And so I had shared with Ben, because I retired in 2003 on an early retirement, and Ben retired in 2008. And so I had shared with Ben what I did. So Ben, decided he was going to do the same thing, and he was going to name our granddaughter J-Love, but that was going to cut into, because it's based on an actuary life of the surviving benefactor. And so that was really going to reduce his retirement income too much. I estimated mine was reduced about $200 with what I did. I did 50% survivor benefits, because you could do 50%, you could do 75%, and you could do 100%. But the greater percentage you took, the more it reduced your monthly pension income. Well, my daughter, Shayla, because Ben passed November 21st, she got her first pension survivor check in December. Yes, it works. It works. Oh, how I found out about this and knew this was something that I wanted to do. This was back maybe in the 70s, late 70s. I was doing income taxes as a second job, second stream of income. And so one of my tax clients, she was young too, younger than me. And so she said, well, I'm not ready yet. I'm waiting on my pension statement. I said, pension? You draw a pension? She said, yes, from my mother. And so I never forgot that. And I said, when I'm all planning through my work career, I wanted to do that. And so for me to witness it with Ben, because, you know, when Shayla draws mine, I'll have gotten my heavenly wings. But my daughter is getting 50% of her dad's pension, and she will receive that for the remainder of her life. Yes, yes. God is good. God is good. So, okay. So back to my story. You know, I'm proud of this moment, so I reflect on it every year because, hey, it's another year. Just think, come March, I've been drawing my pension for 23 years. Yes. I was determined the state of Michigan gonna pay me. I was determined the state of Michigan gonna pay me. You know, because so many people, they work too long. And then they start drawing their pension, or maybe they die even before they draw their pension, and they never get the benefit of it. Well, let me tell you, I done got 23 years benefit almost of my pension. Yes, I have. I can say I've got 22 years because it's been 22 years for certain that I've been drawing that pension, and it comes in right on time. Right on time. So, but I still wanted earned income. And so I've been working. I've been working all along, and I want to continue to work. So now, 2025 was an awesome year for me financially. I had an earned income job in Telluride, Colorado, working for the Peaks Resort and Spa. And I accrued leave time. Colorado is under this state law where you get sick leave time. It's like an hour for every 30 hours or so. So I was accruing some sick leave time, and I was classified as a year-round employee. So I got PTO. So when I first got hired in, I got 32 hours of PTO. That was in 2024. And then last year, due to the fact that I have 2 off seasons, then they prorated my allotment, because if I was worked 2,080 hours, then I would have got allotted 112 hours of PTO. But since I didn't, my job had 2 off seasons that I earned about 81 hours of PTO. So I had made the decision when I went back after the off season. No, I take that back. Yeah, okay, I can tell it that way. When I went back for the winter season, which started, let's say, in November 2024. No, okay, I made the decision when I went back in May, that I wasn't going to return. That summer season would be my last season. So I was going to be returning back to Georgia. So, but yeah, so now what I'm looking for work in Georgia, I'm looking for a job that I can maybe have some PTO. I don't know if Georgia has that law about the sick leave. I know Michigan has it now, that all employees have to provide some sick leave time, whether you're part-time, seasonal. It's a state law. So, but yeah, I'll see. And as you can see, I got to lose some weight again. I've been emotional eating after the emotional stress of faced with 3 deaths in, 45 days for sure. My cousin, a freak accident in Curacao, the Caribbean islands, on October the 4th or 5th. Then my brother passed October the 20th, 21st. And then Ben passed November 21st. So it's been an emotional drain on me, you know. I'm not sad about them passing because I feel very comfortable that each one of them prepared for their eternity, you know, so they are with God, you know. But yes. So that's a retiree. That's my hat, retirement hat. I am a retiree. Yes, I am. But I'm a retiree after the money, not to say I'm not going to work. And then the seasonal work, traveling seasonal work is behind me. And so, but I am a content creator and I will continue to bring you stories. I will continue to blog about my lifestyle. And so, 23 years of drawing the pension. You know, I'm not excited about retirement. I'm excited about the money that came with the retirement, the fixed income that has allowed me to pursue my passion for traveling. Yes, because, you know, moved to California without a job, but had savings. Moved back to Michigan without a job, but had savings. So, all right then, my moment of reflecting as a retiree, drawing a pension. Hey, you know, everybody is not blessed like that anymore. Companies don't offer defined benefit anymore. They offer defined contribution, but they are even trying to get away from that. So I have a pension. My daughter, my daughter, she's 48. Her birthday was January 1st. She has a survivor pension. Now, that is for her and her daughter to share. That's the way Ben wanted it. And see, she has to share it with her daughter, Jayla. So, hey, my daughter and granddaughter have a pension. So, all right, Miss Golden Girl, in 2026, yes. I got on my Barry Sanders jersey. You know, the Lions, I wanted them to be at the Super Bowl this year, and that's not happening. It's not happening. I don't know. I hope their season hasn't passed. Oh, because we had such a drought for so long. But they, All right, well, take care. This retiree will be bringing you more stories as a content creator. Yes. Traveling is my passion. And I took an early retirement to pursue my passion. And I have not had any regrets at all about taking the early retirement. Not at all. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to close out with this. So, okay, as I told you, I met my career goal in 1992. So in doing that, you know, my highest salary, which I earned with the state of Michigan, came at the time when I was a department administrator. And so my pension was based on that, even though that the last time I worked that job was in 1992, and I didn't draw my pension until March 2003, that they took my highest three salaries, took the highest 3 years of salary, and that was at that job. And so I got a pretty decent pension with 20 years. And so I'm happy with it. You know, of course, if I would have stayed there longer, the pension would have been more. But that was not my plan. And that's where I'm unique. And in a way, most people, they ascend to those positions and they want to stay for a much longer time. But that wasn't my plan. And it was really hard for my father to comprehend my plan. He felt like and thought that I would never be able to retire. And I knew different. My career was different than my dad, and he couldn't process that because of my career, it was different than like he had to go in the factory and had to be there for 30 years to get his pension. My dad took an early retirement. My brother took an early retirement from the military. So, you know, my dad set the mindset for us. He wasn't going to stay in that plant forever. He had things that he wanted to accomplish and live his life. So my dad drew his pension for 20 years. For 20 years before he passed, you know. So many people that worked in the plant, they'd work too long and then they wouldn't have much time to draw their pension. So my dad set the mindset on early retirement. And so, but I hope he's up there in heaven now, looking down, and he's proud of me, what I have accomplished. Hey, I've been drawing my pension for 23 years. A nice pension too, you know. I mean, for my 20 years, for the 20 years. So take care. My time of reflecting on my retirement and my work journey. Yes, my retirement journey. All right. Love you, Go Nuggets. And welcome. I got some new subscribers. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm not monetized. And so I bring my stories and I cover the cost of my stories. When there's cost involved to bring a story to you, I cover it. And so I don't know if I'll ever get monetized, but I figured out a way to be able to bring you awesome content. So, and it's about my lifestyle. My son said to me, well, Mom, maybe you should get on the bandwagon of Country Wayne, reviewing those skits and everything, and build my community all up. And then I could tell my story. But I'm going to stick to this approach. That I feel my lifestyle and sharing it is helping someone. And it's not just for my peers, my golden peers, it's for the young, so that they can see how I planned it out with the blessings of God now. And I started young. I knew what I wanted to do, and I put the plan in my mind, and I let it stay there. And it was always at the forefront of my mind. I wanted an early retirement. Yes. I wanted to get paid off for a large annual leave amount. And I did. When I went to California, I got paid off for maybe about 1,200 hours of sick leave. Because at that time, I had a big check. See, my father was upset with me from moving to California. But I had a plan. I didn't go to California without any money. I went without a job. But I had 2 retirement accounts that I drew down. I got paid off leave balances, annual and sick leave. I did not move to California without any money. But my father thought I would not make it out there in California. And I was determined to make it. I worked usually a second job in California. And what I said was, if it will pay a bill, it's fine. It could be a minimum wage job, which it was when I went to Sacramento International Airport as a pre-board screener. At that time, that was minimum wage. It was $4 and something. It was less than $5 an hour, but it paid a bill. I worked it on the weekends. So I was taught no job is beneath me. And I've had a lot of various jobs. I went to California. I got a paper route to help supplement my retirement accounts until I got a job. Yeah, and I always wanted a paper route as a young girl, but they wouldn't let girls have paper routes. I'm telling you, I enjoy working. I enjoy working different jobs. No job is beneath me. This holiday season, I was a greeter at Honey Baked Ham. For the Thanksgiving season and the Christmas season. In addition to getting paid hours, earned income, I got a free ham. Yes! No job is beneath me. And I've had, now I had so many jobs. I can't even fit them all on the resume. So I'm applying for this job, and I had to do a letter to go to them to show my qualifications for it, because that work experience is not on my resume. I would have a 10-page resume if I put every job on there. And I just love experiencing different work positions. And I think I could do any job, which I know I can't do any job, but hey, I feel like I could do a lot. I feel like I could do a lot of jobs, just train me. I'm detail oriented. I'm organized. I still got some good work years ahead of me. So I gotta sell myself, y'all. I got to sell myself, I'm not ready to go out to pasture yet. Not yet. Not yet. I want to work to age 80. Oh, that earned income feel good. All right, I will go. I will go. I really didn't mean to be so long-winded. Maybe there's somebody out there that watched my full videos. I know the mindset nowadays is about 3 minutes. Love you. God bless. And more to come in the year 2026. I started the YouTube channel January 2022. So I'm coming up on 4 years for that. Yes. I used to blog on my Facebook page. And before that, I used to email these smile boxes to family and friends telling my story. Where I've been, where I traveled to, what I'm doing next. Love you. God bless. Bye.